met back in 2023 at the Neenah Public Library at a writing club, which is spelled with a W, not writing, like horse riding, because you have to clarify on that for people quite often, even when you tell them it's at a library.
She came in and it kind of like a whirlwind. It was a little furious, a little flustered, and she was really pretty too.
So I showed up to writing club just a little bit late, and Luke was the only other person in the room. And I went, "Am I in the right place?" Because I was just panicking because I was running late. And he goes, "Yup, you're good."
Well, she wanted to make sure that she was in the right room. I kind of hurriedly said, "Yeah, you're in the right place. Don't go. Stick around. You're cool." My name is Luke Lybert, and I'm currently living in Appleton, Wisconsin.
All right, Megan Carpenter, and I'm from Appleton, Wisconsin.
I am the janitor for St. Nicholas Schools over in Freedom.
I work as a marketing coordinator at Service Motor Company. One of my friends told me, she's like, "You need to branch out more and see what happens instead of just hanging around the theater and hoping to date somebody that way." And she was right. I have to give credit to her at the wedding, actually. One thing is just like sometimes being open is how a relationship can happen. I mean, I prayed about it a lot before and just hadn't gone anywhere. And when Luke was like texting me more, he got my text number very clever ways by like going, "Oh, I like that song you sent. Can you send it to me so I can send it with my youth group?"
Basically, it was a cool video. It was a cool music video, if I'm remembering correctly. And I did want to show it to youth group, but it's like I do want her number too. And I mean, there were other guys who had voiced to me that they thought Megan was pretty cool. And it's like, well, kind of like her more than I think than you guys do. So I'm gonna try for this.
And I told him that was a really smooth way to get my phone number. And we were talking about that and just a time I was feeling like very lonely and empty because I lost a position because they relocated, and just feeling like stuff wasn't going to happen for me in life like that, and just being like, maybe I just won't find anyone, and learning to be okay with that. And then he kind of came into the picture unexpected, and I was like, oh, this has been a lot easier than in the past. And I was like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong because it's easy. He actually kind of reminded me of a family friend, so it made me feel really comfortable around him, and he seemed really sweet, and he had a job and was a nice guy, so that helped too. The basics. Right. Also super nerdy, so okay. Yeah. We weren't really sure if it was a first date or not. He was sure it was a first date. I wasn't really sure. So we went to a Panera in Appleton because I wanted to get a sandwich because I like their tuna sandwiches. And so he'd asked me out during Tech Week, which is a big no-no, I told him. But
well, we had been texting back and forth, and we ended up talking for hours.
I was like, you know what, I guess I could eat and see what goes from there. And so I was like, maybe it's a date, maybe it's not a date. And it went on for 4 hours, and my one friend goes, "How did you not know it was a date?" And I'm like, I don't know, I didn't make assumptions. We never said anything specific, so I just showed up and had a good time.
We were on a little sandbar in the Crystal River, and it's one of the and we had just gone tubing with the writing group, and she just kind of opened up to something that was bothering her and of the rough time she had, and it just kind of stuck out. It's like, man, she's so honest about herself and how she feels, and I thought that's really beautiful in a person, and it stuck in my mind. It was really, really fun.
One of the more interesting times we had together was, I had a couple ones actually. First one was he thought we were like a couple earlier than I did because I for some reason thought there was like a middle step that wasn't there. And so like this entire week I'm telling my theater friends, oh yeah, this guy I'm dating, and he's like, everybody, this is my girlfriend, I'm so excited about it. I go, oh, oops.
If I could share another one, was she likes raspberries a lot, and my mom had, at that time, numerous raspberry plants. So she was giving me raspberries, and I had more raspberries than I could eat. So I brought them over, and the joy in her face when she saw those things was, it's like, man, you're a really cool person. You can just, if you get that excited about a couple of raspberries, mid-fall raspberries, that's pretty grateful as a person. So.
And the other one is when he got to meet my one friend, because I just wanted to have him do a vibe check. We just went out to the park and we were having a really good time, and he had eaten something that didn't sit well with him that day. I mean, the man has very much eaten humble pie, so he kind of just was like tooting along, and my friend and I are trying not to lose it, and he's just so nice about it. So I was like, wow, this is just somebody who has such confidence in themselves and is also slightly a glutton for punishment. But we had a good time with that, and I told his parents that story just a bit ago, and his dad's like, I still can't believe she went out with you after that. And I was like, hey, I like the Shrek movie better out than in, you know? So that, yeah, we had a lot of just fun moments like that. He's unexpected, but always makes me laugh. And even in really awkward, comfortable situations like that, he always shows like a good face, so.
Oh, I love how driven she is. She just keeps going no matter how bad she feels or what's in the way or whether her thoughts are fighting against her. She knows what she wants. That's quite the trait that I like a lot about her, and it's quite quirky too. She's got some amazing organization skills. I'm going to bring up she was a play director for the high school play, and it was a terrible mess. She had faculty kind of, I don't know if they meant to, but I don't think they meant to, but they were kind of working against her, and just troubles with the students, and yet she just pressed on, organized it together. It's one of the amazing things about her. She kind of just has this force of pulling it all together and making it right. It's really incredible.
Very smart. He's very dedicated. He's a very hard worker, very family orientated, and he's very protective of those he cares about. And he's just very sure of the things he likes and wants, and he doesn't really play games, which is kind of nice, because when I'd been trying to date in the past, people kind of mess with you and aren't very, articulate. And for him, I never had a question if he liked me or not, because it was very obvious. And he goes, I like what I like. That was it. We talk to each other daily, so usually we talk about it. Sometimes we'll pray together, especially if I'm feeling stressed, or we usually go hey, this thing that you're worried about isn't as much of a problem as you think it is, and you're you got it, and if not, then you get a nice hug when I see you next, kind of thing. So,
well, I'd say phone calls every morning. She's headed to work. She's got a little time on the road. We do a quick phone call. Sometimes if we've got something that's really deep on our mind, we will pray about it right there. Encouragement, when you wake up in the morning, sometimes you don't feel like the day is yours, and so we just encourage each other, and it's hey, we're gonna make it through another one day after another, and we do. I pretty much realized she was the one about, November of 2023. It was very early. I was just I like her a lot, and I want to spend the rest of my life with her. I hope she feels the same way. So.
Ooh, I kind of just decided at some point, he knew a long time before I did, and I had a lot of questions and hesitations because I just thought you'd know. So for me, it just was kind of I started doing some of the wedding planning just to see how I reacted or if it stressed me out. I went, okay, I'm doing all right with this. And then just kind of realized we work really well together as a team. We complement each other in a lot of ways. Like, he's proficient at things that I have issues with. He's super patient versus I like to get things done, and I'm very actionable. And I don't know, we have like our faith complements each other well. Mine's always kind of like everything's black and white. He has where he sees his faith with the Lord much more childlike, which is helpful for me when I get stuck. And I don't know, just we complement each other well, and just things kind of seem to fit together the longer we've been together.
I kind of talked with her mom, and she's like, oh, we've got all these different events. Let's do New Year's. Well, New Year's didn't happen. I chickened out. And then later on we ended up doing it at the at Blue Bowls during the wedding what do you call it? Wedding event sale. Yeah. Showcase. I didn't know what it was. It had good food. But there's a gazebo there, and I had my eyes on the gazebo. And I thought, it's going to be a perfect spot. There was a little chipmunk, which she was all excited about, and it was the perfect distraction. I'm sure she knew.
It wasn't a surprise. He'd been planning it, I think, for a little bit. I could see it coming, so. And
her mom we're just not sneaky. Her dad, her mom, and I, we were quite obvious, and she was gracious, so.
I could see it coming, and then he kind of gave some hints the couple days beforehand, so I was like, okay, so I should wear something nice on this day. Got it. Internally.
Oh, I was nervous, but I also was frustrated because I kept writing my little speech and kept going too long. I think I had a near 4,000, 5,000 word speech, and I thought, this is way too long. I need to cut this down. I cut it down to about 1,000 words, and even then it was still too long. But yeah, so I was definitely nervous. I was very excited.
I was talking about and trying to give him time to get down on one knee, but he had a longer speech prepared, and it was February, so I went on about chipmunks while he was just trying to get me to turn around while I was trying to give him time to get down on one knee. So it was very good. He had a very, very nice speech prepared, and it was a very sweet moment. And then it started to snow afterwards, so that was a pretty touch.
There's a bird nest, and then I walked that way, and Mom was freaked out because I was hanging on the woods alone. And then a chipmunk came behind me, and I'm like, it's a chipmunk! And they scared.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are cute.
Say something sweet too?
Yes. We're gonna get on one knee, eventually.
A little bit. I'm not
Okay.
terrible at this.
No, you guys are really obvious.
When have I ever been secretive?
About my ring. Then you were secretive. For a long period of time. Because it never arrived. You may proceed.
Alright. We will share. As your kiss between our lips has left me in a flood of dreams with desire for permanency in your world. The uniting of our hopes and our dreams, and the uniting of our love for one another. We have prayed and hope and prayed again once more for the blessing of God, and that He gives grace to both of us throughout depressions, disappointments, joys, and fears. Shall we not join hands together? We both love despite doubt and worry. Shall we not call down the cosmic power of God with the all-consuming green little, in its all-consumingness, its green little earth, and make us united. Under Christ, can we in our affections and weaknesses be made one? You and your beauty,
Just keep going.
you in your beauty, like that, like a pilgrim seeing the city of his desire as he surmounts a mountain hiding his dreams. I love to live in your presence. Your heart is for the theater, for the arts, and for the music. It is a point of comfort to you, and hope for the world. The point in your dreams are a majestic tapestry, still growing, still being sown, Can I also be a part of that tapestry? Can we share that beauty together? Will you marry me?
Of course. Okay, don't put it on me.
Yes, I will.
Should I really go tag first?
Oh, yes. We'll wait till you do that.
You know what's gonna say yes.
Do it again.
Can you keep that speech? That was a good speech.
I wrote it.
You did a good job. I'm gonna let you do it.
Sorry.
How do I let you hold this?
I don't know if I would put that one on paper with a knife in it.
All right. That's the blade.
You lose your knife.
It's okay.
He's pretty. Okay, kiss me.
Yes.
Not tripping down the aisle. I told him when I get to the end of the aisle, and if I didn't trip, I'm gonna totally give him a little hug and be like, "I didn't trip, babe." Yeah. No, he'll probably laugh at that. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to. We don't get to see family a lot, and I haven't met all of his family because he has so many. So just time with family and friends, celebrating music, and the place we're going to has really good food, and they can cater to allergens. So yay! But yeah, just having time with family and friends, and I made sure to build time with our camera schedule with film and photos to have time to relax a little bit. So I don't know, I'm just looking forward to that.
I'll be honest with you. I'm excited about the wedding day, but I'm more excited about starting life afterward and just seeing where it goes. Starting life, working together, figuring out what works, what doesn't, and I guess taking those challenges and those I guess high grounds. Well, yeah, that's what I'm excited about.
I don't know, I'm just looking forward to that, and hopefully a really good speech for our family and friends there who don't have faith and a relationship with Christ. So hopefully something to open their eyes a little bit more. The day is a special day for us because it's our 3-year anniversary that we're getting married on. And also, it's kind of a bittersweet actually. My favorite person in the world when I was 6 was my grandma, and she passed away on that same date. So surprisingly, when we planned it, I didn't think of it, but in a way it's bittersweet because losing my favorite person at that one, I now get to marry my favorite person on that same day. So I would say it initially started off with, and it, like I said before, we started dating, it was a really rough time. And there's only one thing I was really looking forward to in that time period. I had a near and dear friend to me who went through a really terrible loss, and I was really upset with the Lord for the loss she was going through because it was something that would have brought a lot of joy to a lot of people. And I don't know why, but I called Luke that day, and he talked me through it, which is actually was at Blue Bowls where he proposed. So kind of full circle coming around. We pray about things when we feel like we have questions or when things are going wrong, and then he's just been a really great supporter if I've had injuries or stomach aches and things like that, because I get quite a few stomach aches, and he's been great through them all. So we have that bond where we work together on things, so we're not certain of what the future will be, but it's been encouragement with working on a life together with Christ, even though we don't necessarily know what the outcomes will be, and seeing where it goes from there, but knowing it's better to go on that adventure together than by ourselves.
For me, reading the Bible, discussing with her, with my friends, with my parents, with my brother who is a youth pastor over in Kakona. So yeah, I'd say just talking together on faith. She has got a lot of questions. I do a lot of reading, listening to like apologists and theologians and pastors, and doing my own reading myself. So, and I'm able to give the answers she needs. She thinks of really good questions. Stuff that I take for granted, she will dig deeper, and I'm impressed by that with her. And she asks things that I'm kind of a go with it. This makes sense to me. I'm going to roll with this. And she's like, but why? But why? But why? And I love that about her. And it's very cool. What I would like people to know is that, first of all, that we are as close as we can get to serving the Lord and living out His truth through our marriage. I'd say that's the first thing. And the second thing is we're a lot of fun and really cool. So, especially when we're together.
I'd say just like supporting each other. He's been doing a great job so far, as I really like doing filming and acting. I've gotten a couple film gigs already, and he's been supportive in helping drive with me, so I'm not driving an hour and a half alone up and back, and helping me like fix my hair or something like that. Just be very encouraging around other people and just finding opportunities and options around for me. So I'm hoping to do more of that kind of thing. And for him, he wants to start his own business, so I told him I'd help him on the marketing aspect of that. But yeah, just having fun, like building a home together, and seeing if we're going to adopt or have kids in the future.
Just being there for each other as we succeed, or if we fail. I mean, because that does happen too. But just being there for each other and living life.
Sometimes love finds you when you least expect it, and like when you kind of just open your heart up to the possibility and give things a chance. And sometimes it turns out really nicely, and sometimes it doesn't, but being open is a nice thing to be, and it can happen later on in life, it can happen earlier on in life, and it doesn't matter who you are, and it doesn't make you less worthwhile if it takes a longer time. Because then the ending of it can be really sweet, and you see, oh, this is kind of why things didn't work out.
Communication is key. Knowing, let the other person talk. Sometimes if you need to shut up. And when you need to speak, ask the other person nicely to be quiet for a moment and let me talk to you. And having an understanding. Patience is a big one too. Let the other person hear them out before you jump in.
I would say a big thing is like having communication together. Be honest with each other is a big one. Like, I feel like I overshare a lot with him, and he doesn't mind when I do that. He's not like, you're not gonna offend me by saying what's on your mind or something like that. So I think that's a big one, is just being open about that, and like having it where you're putting yourself forward, like flaws, your best qualities and everything like that, and just like, this is who I am, take it or leave it kind of thing. But no, I would just say that's a big thing. And like for those who have faith, making sure like you pray together and read together, and making sure you make good choices essentially, so you're not in things that lead you to bad places, I guess, like to sin and things like that. But yeah, so just general things like that, and just finding like fun, easy things that are local or a little bit further away that you can do together to do small adventures. And I'm just sitting in the car one day, and I just go to him like, I think you're my best friend. And he goes, I think you're my best friend. I'm like, cool, you want to go get some ice cream?
She's not gonna give up. she's not gonna let me give up. And I'm because of who God is, and who is, as long as we put Him first, and as long as we are loving each other, putting each other ahead of one another, putting our needs, expressing our needs to one another. Communication is key. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make. I mean, people have been getting married for thousands of years. We can do it too. You know.